Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Stop on the Road. I'm at the Bristol Public Library in Bristol, Virginia, and this lovely young lady is the Executive Director of the Bristol Public Library Foundation.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
All right, I'm doing much better. This is Anita Machado, and Anita, thank you for joining me on the road.
Thank you so much for coming. We love having visitors. We're so proud of our library. We've been in our new facility for a little over 6 years now, and we've had such great success with our programs. And right now we're in the children's library. We had 284 programs last fiscal year for children and their parents and their families.
All right.
We have Wi-Fi throughout the buildings. We have comfortable chairs for parents and grandparents and activities for the children of all ages, resources for parents to help them know what level of reading their child should be on at certain ages. There's resources for parents with children with autism or with other learning disabilities and special needs. We had over 8,500 kids and their parents through these doors in 1 year.
In 1 year?
Yes, in 1 year for all those 284 programs.
Yeah.
Our biggest program is our summer reading program for children and teens, and it encourages kids to continue reading during the summer months. We make it lots of fun. We have magicians that come. We have, of course, reading contests. We have story time, and we have different programs for different age groups. And we encourage the family to come with them. So it's not just drop your kid off, but we have lots of activities. And our children's librarians are just obviously amazing to be able to handle that many kids. But we're wanting to grow. We want more. We have all this space, and that's what it's here for.
I noticed as we came in to set up to do the show today, the books that you have are just unreal. It's like every shelf in here, in every aisle is packed full of books. And you touched on it, the children getting involved. Something like coming to the Bristol Public Library, or any library for that matter, with the kids and the parents. It's a connection that had sort of faded away. Is there a growth that you can see now of parents and kids sort of hanging out, as the phrase is today, together?
Absolutely, and when the economy changes, families are being more creative and looking for ways to do things free, and our programs are free. Sometimes you need to register ahead of time for space and for field trips and things like that with the summer reading program. But we have great corporate sponsors that help us offset the cost, that sponsor some of our programs. And we've noticed, I'll show you the teen area later, but we have this huge influx of teens. We have a new teen librarian that's been here a little over a year, and Miss Neal, when she got here, there were 10 kids in the book club, and maybe 6 would show up on a regular basis. Now she has 1 to 2 book clubs a day.
Whoa.
She averages 125 to 175 kids per week. She goes to Boys and Girls Club. They come here, Girls Inc., different age groups. She had to divide them between tweens and teens, and then the young adults. After they turned 18 and they're still in local colleges here in this area, they wanted to continue. And they read a different level book than the tweens would. So they've separated those. They read the books, and then they'll go to the midnight premiere of the movie, and they have book discussions. And saying that kids and teens don't read, don't enjoy reading anymore, or just playing video games, we've kind of defied that myth.
Yeah, I was going to say, be down here at a certain time and you'll change your mind in a hurry.
Oh,
on that, right?
absolutely.
Now, is there a specific time for the kids to be here?
Yes, and all that is on our website. The schedule changes, with spring breaks and different school systems and their schedules. But we have students from Sullivan Central, Tennessee High, Virginia High, John Battle, all the schools, and then the middle school areas. Those kids from those middle schools come as well.
One thing I want to be sure that you folks watching will know, that we'll put the website on the screen for you, and also a phone number. Would be like a general phone number to call for information rather than call you specifically or directly? Just is there like a general number for people to call to find out?
You can call the general number that you can post, and but we have the best way to look is on our website.
Just on the website, okay.
We have our calendar of events. It's updated. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, all those social medias that we use to get the word out. And everybody uses their mobile phone, so.
I was going to say, with all this electronics
Yes.
today, you got iPads and iPods and mobile phones, and even they've even got things out now. My wife has one. Our daughter, my granddaughters, they have this thing that they read books on now. It's like a computer.
Well, and we've changed with technology as well. We have classes on when people would get those for Christmas or for gifts, and they didn't know how to use them. So our reference librarians we would do classes and show them how to use that. And if you have a library card at the Bristol Public Library, one of the services that we get from the state of Tennessee is we have an icon on our website. It's called Reads, and you can click on that icon and you can download books. You put in your library card number. You can sit home in your PJs and download a book.
There you go.
And if you check it out for 2 weeks, and you could either if you need it a little bit longer, if there's not a wait on it. Some of our our best sellers, we're allowed so many people to be read. It's just like having a hard copy on the shelf.
Yeah.
But instead they're downloading it. So, and it magically goes away when your time's up and the next person can read it.
My goodness. Well, I was going to say now, is that something, are you going to have people that's going to say, well, if you do that, that's taken away from people going to the library? I don't think it's going to hurt it, is it? I mean,
no, it
people are still
doesn't.
going to come to the library just for the fact that you're at the library.
It's you come here, you look around, you can go to different sections. We have our genealogy section if you want to find out about your family history in the Bristol, Tennessee, Virginia area. We have genealogy workshops. We have authors that come, and we have workshops. We have our literacy academy downstairs. And there's just you want to be here, and sometimes I do both.
Yeah.
I have my nook, and then sometimes I just want to hold a book.
That's
I want to
sure.
hold a book.
Yeah.
And especially when an author's in town, I like to have them personalized
Yes,
and
definitely.
have those in my library, and especially books that I want to read over and over.
Right.
I like to do
Okay,
that.
we're on the road, and the stop this week is at the Bristol Public Library, and we're in the children's section, and we're being entertained by a bird.
That's a pet in our children's
It's a pet
department.
in the
Citrus.
yeah. And-
Citrus has a library card.
Oh, really? Well,
Yes,
we'll have to
absolutely.
take a look at Citrus. What do you think? All right. Okay, now you touched on Citrus a little while ago. I said I keep hearing a bird. Well, we've come to visit Citrus, and here he or she is.
She.
She. All right. Now she's going to be quiet. We walked up, she just chattered
Camera
away.
shy.
Now she's not going to say a word.
There
okay,
she goes.
There we go. That's better. Now tell us the story about Citrus.
Citrus was donated to the children's department, and it's just a way for children to warm up to the library and feel welcome when they come. They like to look at the bird and keep up with Citrus. When you're 6 years old, you can get your own library card. You don't have to use your parents. So when Citrus turned 6, we had a birthday party for Citrus, had cake and ice cream, and Citrus got her own library card. And it lets kids know that when they're 6, that's when they can come, and they make it a milestone. When they're on their 6th birthday, they get to come down and get their own library card with their parents.
Oh, okay.
And we have a local veterinarian that takes care of all the medical needs and making sure that Citrus stays healthy.
All right. Well, nice meeting you, Citrus. You got anything else you want to say today? No?
No.
I can't believe it. It's a female and not talking.
She'll bite your finger for
Yeah.
that.
oh, I heard that. Wise guy, she said. Okay. All right, that's neat. Okay. All right, since we've had our little visit with Citrus, and now we're downstairs, tell us where we are, Anita, and what do you have down here?
Okay, well, this is the lower level that has a reference. It has the majority of our collection of books. We have our Literacy Academy, our Adult Learning Lab that we are extremely proud of. It's a come as you are program. If you need assistance with GED prep, English as a second language, ACT, SAT prep, military entrance exams, it's come as you are, regardless of where you are education. They will do some battery testing to see where you are and where your weaknesses and where your strengths lie, and then a teacher will give you one-on-one instruction and help you in achieving your goals, if it's to get into college or if it's to get your GED or if it's just to take some computer classes to make you more do some more training for computer classes so to get back in the job market.
Yeah, my goodness. We've come a long way, baby, as they say.
Oh, absolutely.
From the days of the public library where you go in and check out a book and that's it, and get fined if you don't bring it back on time.
We still do that.
You still do that. I was going to say, do you still
We still do that.
have fines for not bringing
Yes,
the books
we
back?
do.
How does that go, by the way? People checking books out a lot, and you have a lot of people still doing that?
Yes, we see an increase. I know in our region especially, we had a higher than the national average unemployment rate at one time. I think that's changed some. However, we had more people coming in to the Literacy Academy to get back into the workforce, and we had a higher workforce development instructor. Folks come in wanting help with online job applications and helping them create a resume, and just to help them with all of their needs to get back into the workforce if they've been displaced. And we've got grandparents that want to know how to use social media, or they want to learn how to do lots. They get a computer for Christmas, and they want to know how to use
How
it.
do I do that? How do you use
Absolutely.
this thing? Right.
So,
All right.
regardless, you'll see people in here, and it's for so many different reasons.
Okay. Now, you'd mentioned some of the different areas. You want to just go see some of them from here?
We can.
All right, let's do that. Okay.
And throughout this lower level, we have it's tax season, so we help people. It's free of charge. They can come in and get help and filing their taxes, and there are volunteers that help with that. And we have a lot of folks that come in that get help in filing their taxes.
Is there a certain category for that, though? I mean, it's like not somebody's making $100,000 a year could come and use this service.
And this is more for the 1040 and the 1040
right.
EZ,
Sure.
just to help them, with their tax advisors that can help them make sure that they're getting all their deductions.
Okay,
and
great.
help them through that.
This week's stop on the road is at the Bristol Public Library, and this is Anita Machado. She's the Executive Director of the Bristol Public Library Foundation. I'm proud of myself for remembering all of that. All right, as we continue our tour of the Bristol Public Library on this week's On the Road stop, Anita, tell us about this section. Now, this is full of books, and also is this what you were talking about earlier, the convenient self-checkout?
Yes, if you have a library card and you're in a hurry, you can get your book, you can swipe your card, you swipe the book and take it and go. And actually when you swipe your card, that deactivates the security so you don't set off the alarms. It deactivates it off the book so that you can be on your way.
And I'm guessing for sure that it makes a note that if you don't bring it back on time,
oh yeah,
it's
you're still
be,
checking it out.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's right.
We still have that record. Back here is our young adult area. It's for their teens. So their materials and the books that they tend to like to check out are here. We have one of our study rooms. Our teen study room is back in this area, and we can walk through it. It's we like to say it has in the library.
Oh, yeah.
So we have a beautiful table that the teens have worked on as a project, and it's a marble table. It's beautiful. I wish I could sneak it out the door.
Sneak it out and take it home, yeah.
It's a beautiful table that they worked on a few years ago.
Now, you're talking about it being funky. Is this Mr. Funk here?
I don't know who this gentleman is. He's just our host and our welcome.
Welcome,
And you know, he volunteers, so his pay works right for a nonprofit.
I was going to say he gets paid well. He's happy, right?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
And you know, our teen program has, like I said, has grown so tremendously that now we're in the planning phase, and we're going to have to do some ground floor revisions to make room for teens. And we have some space that isn't used as much since we've been here, and we're redoing it and doing some reshelving, and so that we have room for to service the community and fill their needs.
Yeah. For the folks that are watching and want to know, again, we want to mention, go to the website.
Yes,
and that's on the screen so that you can check out everything that's here, times, schedules, etc. And also, I'm guessing that, I know it does, it has a list of future speakers that are going to be here, programs for that matter.
Yes, we're going to have several authors during National Library Week in April. Local authors and regional authors will be here. And we had over 300,000 people through our gate, our gate count last year. So
for the year?
Yes.
Wow, 300,000 through here?
You have so many people that come in for so many different things.
Yeah.
And some people in the community might not come in here, but they use our meeting rooms. We've kind of become the town hall or the community
well,
center.
sure.
We have a large meeting room and small conference rooms, and then some smaller rooms throughout the building for people used to have meetings for 6 to 8 people, and then we have the large meeting room that seats in excess of 200.
Whoa, my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're needing a place to go meet or come and meet, here it is, the Bristol Public Library. Before I forget, I did want to let everybody know, and we'll see some pictures of them right now. As a matter of fact, the public computers, or computers for public use, you
Yes.
have that section also.
Yes, if you have a library card, you can use the public computers. And people ask you, well, what do they, what are these used for? And it's what you use yours for at home. It's social media. It's job search. It's if there's a new medication that a parent or a family member's on, you want to Google it and find out, what's good about it and what side effects are, and it's a source of information, and you can find out about anything on the internet.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we've had to increase the number of computers because of the need, and you're timed, and if you can use it for 2 hours, and if there's no one else waiting, then they can extend that. But if there's folks waiting on the computers, and sometimes they are, and a lot of college students use them, and high school kids
yeah,
still having to do those reports.
You just answered a question I was going to ask. What about the college and high school students coming and using them? So that's great for them too.
Yes.
All right. That's great. I tell you, we're just barely scratching the surface of the Bristol Public Library on this
This
visit.
might have to be a series instead of just one show.
That's right, exactly. We'll be back for sure. I can promise you that.
Okay.
All right. Now from here, where are we going?
I'll take you over to and show you the teen study room that we were talking about.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Moving right along, as they say in show business, we are now in the
audiovisual department.
Audiovisual department.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about this now.
If you want to check out music CDs, DVDs, movies on tape, books on tape, they're all right here. You can get the newest release of a movie you're wanting to see. We had the Oscars not long ago,
Oh,
so
yes.
there's a list of books, a list of videos that we have, movies that we'd like to see. 4-day rental, it's free. All you need is your library card.
Really?
Yes.
Speaking of library card, is there a cost for them?
Absolutely not. You
no.
just need to bring 2 forms of identification with you, with an address on it, a current address, and the ladies will take care of that right here at the circulation desk.
My goodness, I can't ask for a better deal than that. A free library card, come down during regular hours, check out anything that's in here. Is that what you're saying?
Sure can.
At no cost.
At no cost.
But it'll cost you
Unless
if you don't bring it back.
late. Yes, you have to pay a late fee.
That's it, yeah. Well, remember that, everybody. This is great. And like I said, we're just barely scratching the surface on this visit to the Bristol Public Library, and we will be back. There's so much here that we can't see in one show, and so look for us back in the near future. In addition to the adults, the teens, the kids, do you have a lot of veterans coming in and saying, I just want to come back and go back to the good old days, like other people for that matter, don't have to be a veteran, but do you have veterans coming in wanting to learn too with computers?
We do. There's some, I know that when they keep their records
sure.
downstairs, folks wanting assistance, they probably ask if they're a veteran, but it doesn't matter if you are or not.
Right,
the benefits are there for everyone, and but we have had special programs and things geared just for them. We now people for housing.
Yeah, wow.
People want, you have to apply for housing online. And
wow, my
so people,
goodness.
if you don't have, if they're applying for government housing, they probably more than likely don't have a computer.
Sure.
So they have to come to the library for the library and use those public computers to apply for housing.
That's amazing. Like you say, everything you need is right here. It's just tremendous.
And with Obamacare, I know there's going to be some new papers and things that are going to have to be filled out and done, and I think that the public library will probably serve
and I'm sure you've got people here
that will be able to help
assist.
folks.
Okay, that was my question. You're right. Okay, very good. All right, now I know we're almost out of time on this visit. Are we going to? Did you mention the art gallery?
Let's go to the art gallery, and
All
then
right.
I'll show you the meeting rooms that people can rent.
Let's go. Now, the wall is covered with paintings from where? I mean, we're talking about paintings, we're talking about pen, pencil. Are these adult students? Who
this
contributes?
display, our art gallery, the Virgie R. Fleener Art Gallery, the display changes every other month. So it encourages folks to continue visiting the library. And we had a regional photo club that was here last, and they were amazing. And then just looking today at this is local high school, and you've got kids from the public high schools in Kingsport and Bristol and the surrounding area, and you've got some really talented kids.
Yes, you have.
Noticing some of this artwork that they've done. This will be on display probably for another month, and then I noticed they've already given them their ribbons, so I don't know, we may have a new display in April, but you can check that on our website. The art gallery is in the perimeter of our meeting room, so when people use our meeting rooms, we have a conference room that folks can use. We have the large meeting room with a catering kitchen attached that can be used as well if it's available, and you can check the availability on our website as well. When we built the building, we knew that this area would be used outside of library hours, so you saw the separate entrance.
Right.
So when you came in, you could come in the library, but we felt if this meeting room or this area needs to be used outside of library hours, then the library is closed and that area is secure, and people can exit and come into the meeting rooms and come in this area, and then there's restrooms and 2 exits that folks can use.
Obviously, they do make reservations, or need to make reservations for using the Henry Kegley meeting room, or all of them for that matter, I'm sure. And that's so that when the library is closed, you can actually get into this section.
Yes.
And now, what is the normal procedure for using the library? I guess you have application to fill out for reserving it for a meeting or a display?
Yes, we have a committee that where there's folks that want the artwork displayed, and sometimes there's some that are traveling through, and we'll have those here. So the art gallery committee takes care of that, and the meeting room. You let them know what you need. Then some folks have technology needs; they need someone to actually be here to facilitate things. So depending on what your needs are and how many people you're going to have, and do you need to use the kitchen and everything.
Okay,
so that also is included in the cost. So what they do is get information about what kind of event you're going to have here, and how many hours, and then they adjust the price to that.
Right, I was going to say, depending on whether you need the kitchen or not, or whatever. Do you have events where somebody could actually have something catered to them here, or is that mainly something that you'd rather be done in the kitchen here since it's available?
No, it's we don't have the staff for the cooking, so it's always an outside caterer of their choice. Yeah. And some caterers like to use the kitchen. That's where they store everything and serve.
I see. Okay.
And serve folks out in the meeting room, and sometimes they just have coffee, and then that's where they keep the snacks for the children and the teens.
Sure.
You can't have a book club or can't have a meeting without food.
Without food, exactly.
So
that's right.
they provide snacks, and they have movie night. They have popcorn and things like that. So
I know myself. I have been in the Henry Kegley meeting room on a few occasions. I've been here for some music shows. I remember a young man named Adam Larkey. He was like maybe 8 or 9 years old, and he was down and did some music for some folks one time. I taped that. I've been here for some of the politicians coming through, excuse me, elected officials, not politicians anymore, I guess, depending on who you're talking to, I suppose. But, and I know the authors that come to visit, do a lot of them set up in there, or just different areas, wherever they want to be, I guess?
They do. When we were in the reading room in the children's library, I've used it in the past for like private meet and greets as a fundraiser. So, for example, when we had author Adriana Trajani, when she was in the library, Adri was here, and this room was full. Of course, the entire library was crammed full of people. She's such a popular author, and in this area, and just a wonderful personality. And we had the private meet and greet as a fundraiser for programs of the library over in the children's area. We had to, the last time she came, we had to have it at the Paramount. We had to rent the Paramount.
Oh my goodness!
So we couldn't accommodate all the folks that wanted to come. It was the release of her new novel. So we've had Dave Baldacci, he was at the Paramount. We had Nicholas Sparks and had to use the Paramount. We use Virginia Intermont College when we have our Worldview Scholarship Series. That's usually in September and October. Local high school students have a private luncheon with the speaker, and then they have front row seats to the presentation. And they have, high school students have met and Chris Matthews, presidential historian Michael Beschloss. We've had Oliver North, Dr. Bill Bass from the UT Body Farm.
My goodness. I remember that.
Yes.
Were you here for that? That had to be interesting to hear.
Very. And such a sweetheart.
I was going to say, interesting maybe.
Interesting.
To hear what he had to talk about. But
yeah, and he brought videos.
Okay.
But it's such an interest now. It's
Sure.
the forensic science and you know, how we solve crimes, and so it's neat that that's here in our area, in our region, just down the road in
I wonder if
Knoxville.
the TV show CSI or whatever they call it had anything to do with the popularity of UT forensics now. But,
Absolutely.
I guess it sort of helped.
There's actually a TV show that's real popular, and one of the forensic scientists in their personal life, they have a pet, and it's the pet's name. Dr. Bass.
Dr. Bass, oh, yeah.
In honor of him.
I guess
So,
quite an honor then, I guess. Yeah.
But we have lots of programs. There's something here for everyone.
Yeah.
And we're more than just about books, but we have plenty of those too.
Oh yes, well, as we've seen, and like I said, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. We're coming back because we just barely scratched the surface on this stop. For the folks who are interested in the area that you are working through or in, marketing and so forth, sorry, just let it roll. I lost my train of thought. In marketing, you set up for people to come to visit, is what I'm trying to ask, like the authors, and you actually contact them? And,
yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
Okay,
and we do that as part of our Discovery series, and it was a restricted gift from a donor, and that wanted us to actually be able to bring folks like that, authors and politicians and political analysts and folks like that into the library, so that we've had world-class fly fishermen.
Oh, yeah.
We've
right.
Lefty Cray and Flip Pallet, so you can watch them on ESPN, and it's kind of a little bait and hook.
Sure.
Sometimes men don't like to don't use the library as much as women and children do, and we had the fishing clinic. We had 300 or 400 people there, and then we were like, these books of instruction are at your public library. You can check them out, or you can buy one here today, and it works.
Yeah.
It's
Is everything at the library just for rent, or do you have items that you do sell to the public?
we have a gift shop.
Okay, a gift shop. Okay.
And the gift shop is folks can donate books and magazines and other items that they're not using, and if we need the books on the shelves or they're in better condition than the books that are on the shelves, we will put them there, and if not, we put them in the gift shop.
Well, Anita, like I said, we just barely scratched the surface on this visit to the Bristol Public Library, and I do want to come back, and we'll come back.
We'd love to have you.
And stop again on the road. Would that be okay?
That'd be
All
wonderful.
right. And thank you for being such a gracious host and taking us on the tour, and we've got some more great news ahead for you in our future visit. And as Executive Director of the Bristol Public Library Foundation, you got to be one busy lady.
Yes, we are, and we stay busy and we want to be busy.
That's right, and that helps the day go fast, doesn't it?
It does, and
All
thank you so much for coming.
Sure thing. And thank
Come
you
back.
for watching. Oh yes, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next week on my stop somewhere on the road.